Wow, that was an interesting day yesterday. Rob came over again, helped me out, and we set 325 4-foot shelves in the rocking yesterday. So that was a fun day. Actually, it wasn't too bad. That was probably the easiest of some of the physical work we did. Just took us a few hours to get it all in. Redid a couple of it a couple times, moved some pieces around just to make everything fit right, and got all that ready. Well, it's up. It's not quite ready. We still have to do some things. We still have to clean it. We have to make sure there's no jagged edges. Get the shelves labeled and ready for product, things like that. So we have quite a bit of space back there for sheets, different sizes, and we'll be working on getting some more shelving set up over the next few weeks to handle more products. And like I said, we're going to be launching with somewhat limited products. Don't want anybody to think we're launching a new craft superstore out of the gate. We might get there eventually, but it's going to take some time, and we'll get that set up. And so let's talk about a couple things here real quick. Okay, so let's talk about a few things that I've posted the last few days and recap a few things. First thing I posted a couple days ago was about our sublimation ink line, and DPI Sub is the brand. DPI meaning dots per inch. Thought that was a nice, catchy, little, easy to remember name. Our ink that we'll be selling is a premium sublimation ink that is designed to work in Epson consumer grade eco tank printers, not the Epson F series sublimation printers. That's a different ink. It has a different viscosity to it. So the Epson consumer grade eco tank line, our goal, one of the goals that I set out was to bring sublimation into the craft market in a quality way that can be used for small business production without it costing a fortune to get started. Other solutions might cost a couple $1,000s just to get started. With our solution, you can get started with as few as probably $200, $300, $400, depending on what you buy out of the gate, which printer, what size, all those things. Our ink is, as I said, a premium sublimation ink. It is a very high quality ink. It is made here in the United States. It is made in a lab that has extensive controls, quality controls. I've been to the lab. I've went through their data, went through their quality testing and things they do, which I was kind of blown away. This lab, they do things like they freeze the ink and they heat it up, and take one extreme to the other to make sure it doesn't lose its viscosity or change the properties of the ink, and set those upper and lower limits and things. They have quality control testing that, without going into too much detail, produces just hundreds of thousands, if not millions, points of data to make sure their ink quality is of standards. The problem that you run into with other sublimation ink for EcoTank printers, most of the ink that you see on Amazon is made in China or somewhere else in a foreign country, and they don't have the quality controls. They simply do not. They copy a few properties of the ink, they produce it. Many of the places are almost outdoors, if you will. I even had someone that visited a vinyl manufacturer in China that made, I'm not going to say who it is, but he made vinyl for another major brand, because he sent me pictures of the boxes sitting in their factory, and he said it was basically an outdoor facility that was a temporary, big, huge building like shed with temporary walls around the outside, and it's humid, bugs flying around. And some of the things that happen in the manufacturing process of ink, 3D print filament, things like that I learned, is there's dust in the air floating around, and these contaminants get into the product when they're in the liquid form, and they can cause clogs and inconsistencies, problems with color consistency, things like that. And the viscosity is one of the more important things too, where the ink has to have a certain viscosity to it to properly go through the nozzles of the print heads in the correct way. Now I'll do some more videos and show you examples of why this is important, but to give you an example, the F series Epson printers even run on a different frequency and require different viscosity ink than the Epson Eco tanks. The Eco tanks run, I think, at 8,000 Hertz, which means that every second there's 8,000 pulses of the Piezza print head to spray the ink out. And that's to simplify it down. And our ink is designed to work in those Epson printers, and it is made to minimize the risk of dropouts and clogs and things like that. Now, if you don't print with your printer for 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months or whatever, your ink's still going to dry up and clog your printer. You're still going to have that problem, which I'm working on a solution for. But as far as just everyday use, I mean, I see a lot of people, and I've had this experience as well, where you're just printing and working and everything's fine, then suddenly, all of a sudden, there is a line missing throughout your print. And it's not banding, where the ink, the typical banding problem where you see dark lines or just light lines where the print head makes swipes across. There'll literally be like a little thin line of ink missing, and typically that's either a clog or an air bubble has gotten into the print head. And most of the time that's because of the viscosity of the ink. Because those other inks, what they do is they take just any old sublimation ink and they put it in a bottle that makes it easy to put it in an Eco Tank printer without regard for what technical requirements are for it to work well in that printer. Now, our ink is going to be more expensive, there's no doubt about that, but we also sell it in bigger bottles than most. I think most of their sellers on Amazon sell it as a 140 ml black and 70 ml color bottles, and ours will all be 140 ml bottles, so they'll last you a while. So you're going to get about 560 milliliters of ink as opposed to 350. So when you add it up per price per milliliter, the price probably isn't that much different. It's not like it's 3 times more or anything like that. But that's you get what you pay for. Then I'm going to go ahead and address one of the other big questions a lot of people have asked is, can I mix this ink with my ink? Can I just switch to yours and pour it in and just keep rolling? My official answer to that is that you shouldn't mix ink of any brands, and that answer goes for any brand, like I said, where if you're mixing the inks, I don't know what's going to happen chemically with it. That said, I have mixed cheaper inks from China in the past, just poured it in one right after the other when it got low, and I didn't see any difference in color or anything like that. So I don't know what will happen. It may be fine. It may change the color of the quality of color just a little bit. I don't know. The thing to remember is that when you're mixing a premium high quality ink with maybe a generic low grade ink, you're going to, theoretically at the worst, you're going to dilute the low quality ink with a higher quality ink, and you're going to degrade the high quality ink a little by adding the low grade ink in with it. That's theoretically the simplest form what would happen. And it may work fine. You may not be able to tell the difference with your eyes. I don't know. I'm going to do some experiments. We'll see what happens with it. But I will probably never, at least with this ink. This ink's not made to be a replacement for any other ink. So down the road, it's possible that our lab may come up with other inks that are replacements, and they will be advertised as such. Now, if you call another ink manufacturer and you say, hey, can I mix your ink with another ink? And they say, yeah, we've done it and we haven't had any problems. If they're not advertising it, they're wanting to sell you some ink. So that's the downside, to asking that question. If you're not advertising that it's a replacement ink, if you are advertising that it's a replacement ink, you're either getting your ink from another manufacturer that's making the same ink for someone else and you know who that is, or you have a very high quality lab that can produce exact copies, and like I said, you're going to advertise and have some guarantees with that typically. But that's my official answer. People asked about flush kits, things like that. I don't know yet. I don't know the answer to that. My lab says the answer for this is to just buy another printer, because most most people start out with smaller printers anyway, you know, letter and legal size. Then they eventually upgrade to a larger one. So if you started out with that, you've been considering upgrading to a larger printer, it might be a good opportunity to think about doing that. I've also said that if someone has a printer that's working 100% correctly, have no problems with it, and they like the quality and no issues, I don't recommend they switch inks or anything. I mean, don't break it if it's, you know, don't fix it if it's not broken. Don't break it if it's not broken. Anyway, so those are the things, and we'll be talking more about that. The second announcement I made, we are a Caesar authorized distributor. And so we will have Caesar products, and looking forward to that. We're going to start out with EasyWeed. We'll add more products as we grow. I know there's going to be a lot of questions coming in. Are you going to carry this? Are you going to add that? Chances are most of these things we're going to add and carry them. It's just going to take time for us to grow into that. The third announcement that I made, it was a big part of our business, is our e-learning and the courses that I've talked about for quite some time, actually. We've invested in a full e-learning platform on the TroyTube.net website, and you're going to want to go sign up on the TroyTube.net website, okay? The TroyTube.net website is kind of like the keystone to the arch here. That is where everyone's account information is going to reside as far as their username and password to log on to our other site, which will sell the products, named to be announced soon. And there will be another website that you want to do some things on that will use the same username and password. And so you're going to maintain that username and password on that website. And when you set up that account, you're going to want to, it's easiest and fastest to do it on a web browser, either on the computer or on your phone, by going to TroyTube.net and clicking on the register link at the top if you don't have an account already. It's easiest and fastest to do that because that website is set up to send you a one-time password by text message, and it's just takes a few seconds to do all that and confirm your identity, that kind of thing, to set you up an account. When they, most of the websites and apps and things are moving towards that, where mobile number is required, and it reduces the number of spam counts that come from China and Russia and all these places that have these scripts that run on your website. Had a ton of problems with that before. The mobile app, you can register on it, but it does send you an email rather than the text code. It's not ready to send the text code authentication yet. Hopefully they'll be able to add that soon. And some email addresses may go to spam, so you have to check your spam folders. The last time I checked, we were having a problem getting emails out to Comcast for whatever reason, and Comcast users could not receive those emails. So if you have Comcast, or if you are not unable to receive emails from TroyTube.net, you should probably use another email. I always recommend Gmail. Gmail just works. It's the one to go to if you need an alternate like that, if you're not already using it as a primary. So get signed up on TroyTube.net. The e-learning courses are going to be available for purchase. You'll be able to buy a course or a bundle of courses outright for a price. Once you buy it, you'll have access to that course for the lifetime of the course. Then you'll also be able to have an option to subscribe. The subscription is really the way most people want to go. I'd really advise that route because you will get access to all of our free and paid courses as long as you're a subscriber. There will be a number of courses coming out over the next several months. Right now, when we launch, we're going to have one course, and that's the Inkscape course. It's a big course. It's 3 hours of instructional video, 13 lessons. Every lesson has Q&A, and you get a certificate at the end of that. The next course that'll go up will probably be Advanced Inkscape. And so every course we add, whether it's free or paid, you'll have access to it in that subscription. It's great value. It's going to be very low cost too, by the way. We'll reveal some of these details very soon. And there'll be other benefits with that subscription as well. You will get a automatic purchase discount on all purchases on our other website where the products will be. That will be an automatic discount. You won't have to put a coupon code in or anything. So, before we used a coupon code, whenever we wanted to ask for a coupon code, here it is, and here's your 5% discount. This will be a 3% discount to start out with. We'll see where it goes with that. We still have a lot of things to figure out with our business. But at a 3% discount, if you buy once or twice a month, you're probably going to pay for your subscription. At least that's the pattern we saw before with orders. And you'll be able to enjoy those benefits and some other things that'll come along with that that we'll reveal pretty soon as well. So the subscription, once the site goes live, probably pretty soon with that announcement, so be prepared. And and so that's what we'll probably do our basic launch with, since we don't have product ready to ship quite yet. We'll probably have some in the next few days, and I'll be making those announcements and adding those things. But get signed up on TroyTube.net, download the mobile app, get signed into it, be ready. That way it's going to, you'll be able to have access to information. All the others, big benefit to this subscription too, will be that you will be placed into a private learning and collaboration group on TroyTube.net, where I will be in there supporting people as far as the courses go. If you have a problem with the course, if you have a question specific to a certain lesson or something like that, maybe you think I provided the wrong answer to a question, whatever it may be, in that group is where we'll collaborate as a group and learn together. And I might be the one that made the course, but I also learn from you guys too, because when I went through some beta testing with about a dozen users on the course, I got a lot of feedback, and it was very helpful to me. So once I release this to the masses, I'm sure I'll get more feedback and be able to improve our courses down the road. And the last announcement that I made today, not the last announcement, but the announcement that I made today, the most previous one, was a big one. We are an authorized Orifal reseller, and that's probably going to shock a few people, be surprising, but we're very happy to be working with Orifal again. I requested a meeting with Orifal back in May when I went to Atlanta to the ISA show, and I met with the sales manager, and he suggested that if we were to work together, that put together a plan, come to him, talk to him, and like I said, with class, they suggested that, and we did so, and we figured out how to work together again, and very happy with that relationship and the outcome there. So we will be offering Oracal 651 and other Oracal adhesive films for sale. Very, very pleased with that, to be able to bring Oracal back to the crafters again through our online stores. And then I've got some other announcements coming pretty soon that you're really going to like. This is we're getting close. I can't tell you how excited I am. You might be able to see it in my face a little bit. It's like I've got this momentum going now. I still have, I'm running around going, wow, I've still got a lot to do, because I could probably work in here for another 2 months on things before we launched and still not be finished and completely ready. But we've got to go sometime. We've got to get things going. We've got to ease into some things, make sure things are going to work well. We've got some processes to figure out. There are some things that are different here than the last time we did it. The different website, different platform, different location, different shipping logistics. It's a lot of little things, okay? And we'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. It's things like the order statuses that we'll go through. When we receive an order, when we print the order, when we're picking the order, when we've shipped your order, the notifications, things like that we have to figure out, make sure that they're ready as ready can be, and then how to refine them as we move forward. So those kind of things are things, big reasons why we want to ease into this a little bit. But rest assured, we are very close to launch. And I'm going to make another announcement in this video. I'll probably post it online probably in the next day or so, what we're going to do at launch. With any launch, we do giveaways. And these giveaways are going to be pretty big. We're going to give away 5 Epson EcoTank printers. They're standard size printers. They are they'll do 8.5 by 11 and 8.5 by 14. Each printer will come with a full set of our sublimation ink from DBI Sub. It will come with sublimation paper, sublimation tape, and some blanks, and a 1-year subscription to TroyTube. So quite a value there. I don't even know how much it is. I'll have to add it up. But we'll be giving away 5 of these, and when I make this announcement and publish it, there will be a form on the TroyTube website to fill out to enter to win. And one of the requirements is going to be that you have to have the mobile app installed. So if you don't have your account already, go sign up. TroyTube.net, click the little sign up button up at the top, or just go to TroyTube.net/sign up. After you've signed up, download the mobile app. It's available on Google and Android and on Apple iOS devices, and get signed into it. I can see on your account whether or not you have installed the mobile app. So those people who are registered and have the mobile app installed, no purchase necessary. There's the only thing that you have to do, and go sign up. One of the things that will help us a lot is once we make this announcement, if you share the post of the giveaway and get people to come and visit our site and spread the word about our new business. So those are coming. Again, 5 Epson printers, basically starter kits, the printer, ink, some blanks, paper, tape, and a subscription to our TroyTube.net. And really looking forward to that and helping get some people started out there in the sublimation world. So with that, I'm going to get back to work. There's a Sunday update for you. Hang around tonight. Might have something interesting for you to post tonight. We'll see how this day goes and how it unfolds. So again, we thank everyone for following us through this journey. The past 6 weeks or so, I guess we're about 5 weeks in since we got the keys to the office. 5 weeks tomorrow. The 2 or 3 weeks before that was really, really good, just trying to get things lined up and ready to go. So almost 2 months now that I've been going wide open on this. We still have a lot of work to do, a lot of products to find and bring in, a lot of things. I don't even have transfer tape yet. I'll probably have that this week. So a lot of things, tools, there's a lot of things still to do and to grow, and you guys are going to get to watch it grow and be a part of it. And we're honored that you've chosen to follow us along and trust us again to provide you with quality products. That this has been almost 2.5 years that I've kind of been away from this, and it's really good to be back in this world again. Just talking about it yesterday with Rob when we were working, and was explaining a lot of it to him, and he's amazed by how much there is. He's like, wow. He's like, this is not. I told him, I said that it's not just a piece of sticky PVC. There's a lot of technical aspects to this, to the printing and all that. And I told someone, I replied to one of the posts the other day that people would find it hard to believe how much technical side of all this that I look at and the way I see it. A lot of it takes me back to when I was a teenager and the electronics and robotics that I loved, and it's just fun to do. There's outside of the crafting side of it, running everything on the back end, setting up everything and making things happen from a technical perspective and business perspective is fun to me, and I'm really, really enjoying life right now, getting through this and getting to get ready to launch again. So again, we thank you. And last note, happy anniversary to the love of my life. Today makes 12 years we've been married. Posted late last night or early this morning, 12 years ago she took on the difficult task of marrying me. Not only has she married me, she takes care of me and takes care of the kids, and has even chosen to work with me, if you can believe that, because I'm not the same person when I'm at work. I'm in work mode. I had to have that conversation with her when she came to work with us before, because work is different from personal life, and I typically don't make emotional decisions when it comes to work, and it's just very proud to have her by my side. So happy anniversary to her, and I'd hope to be able to launch today. We'll see what happens. We'll see if there's something later tonight that we might be able to do so that we can call our work anniversary the same date as our wedding anniversary. And every year we'll have an anniversary sale, and it'll cover 2 things. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for following us.